In this example, we're going to tackle things in a slightly different manner, just to get a different perspective on things. We're first going to translate our situation into the visual graph, and then go to the inequality. So let's take a look at what we've got. The situation says you must be 7 feet tall or shorter to ride the coaster. So in this case, when I go to my graph, first off I need to reach up to 7, so let's do something like this. I'll grab a pen and go from 0 to 7. I don't think I need to skip increments, I can just go by ones. And then I think about what this graph would look like. It says I can be 7 feet tall, so this time I'm going to put a closed dot at 7, because it means that that exact 7-foot person can ride. Anybody taller? No, but the 7-foot person can. And then anybody shorter, meaning anything on this side of the number line. So I create an arrow going this direction. So we have the 7-foot tall person and anybody shorter. So again, notice how I did the dot though. The dot is a closed dot or a solid dot because what we're concerned about is this misunderstanding here. Is can that 7-foot person ride? In this case, yes. Now, let's say you had to have been shorter than 7 feet. Well then this wouldn't apply and you'd have to use an open dot. So that dot is really important. It's all about whether we're including our starting point as a part of our solutions or not. Now in this case we're including the 7-foot person, so it's a closed dot. Okay, so now let's take a look at the rest of it. Let's translate this to an inequality. And the way I always like to think of this is I always like to think of the graph as two different parts. We've got the dot, which indicates the 7-foot person. So the dot itself is representing the fact, let's say our variable is h for height. That is saying the height is, for that person, is exactly 7 feet. Then the arrow is telling us about all the people who are less than 7 feet. So when I come up with my final inequality, it's just a combination of these two inequalities, which is saying that the height has to be less than or equal to 7 feet.